Welcome to Simple Spoken English. Have you been learning English for months, maybe even years, and still feel stuck? You read books, you listen to English podcasts, you write down new words, but something is still missing. You don't feel confident, you can't speak fluently, you try hard, but it feels like nothing is working. Now, what if I told you the real secret to learning English fast is not working harder, but working smarter? Yes. In this video, I'm going to share something unusual, something powerful. It's a brain trick that changed everything for me, and for many English learners around the world. It's simple, it's different, and it works. So stay with me till the end. Don't skip, because this could be the turning point in your English journey. Chapter 1. The Lazy Brain Learns Best. It was a quiet night in a small town in Canada. A young man named Leo sat at his desk. He had just made a cup of coffee. He opened his English notebook, determined to study hard. He wanted to become fluent. He read pages from a grammar book. He listened to an English podcast. He copied down new vocabulary words. He practiced pronunciation in front of a mirror. For 3 hours straight, Leo studied with full focus. But by the end, his eyes were heavy. His mind was spinning. He closed the book and sighed deeply. The next morning, Leo sat down to review what he had learned. But guess what? He couldn't remember most of it. The words he wrote down? Gone. The sentences he practiced? Blurry. He tried to speak, but the words didn't come. Frustrated, he whispered, "Why do I study so much and still forget everything?" Still, he didn't give up. The next night, he did the same thing. Hours of reading, writing, and listening. No rest. No breaks. And again, he forgot. He started to think, maybe I'm just not smart enough. But the truth is, Leo was smart. The problem was not Leo. The problem was his method. Then one day, Leo found a video online. The title was strange. Lazy Brains Learn Faster. He clicked it out of curiosity. The video explained that our brains don't like pressure. They don't like stress. In fact, when you try to do too much at once, your brain shuts down. But when you give it time, when you give it space, it actually learns faster. That night, Leo decided to try something new. Instead of studying for hours, he picked just 10 new words. That's it. He read each word, said it out loud, made a sentence with it. Then, he closed the book. He went outside for a walk. He breathed fresh air. He looked at the stars. No pressure. Later, he watched a short video on YouTube, just 2 minutes. Surprisingly, some of those 10 words were in it. He smiled. His brain remembered them easily. That night, Leo slept peacefully. No tired brain, no stress. The next morning, he tested himself. And guess what? He remembered all 10 words. He was shocked. This is working. This is different. From that day, Leo followed a new method. No more 3-hour marathons. He studied just 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night. He focused on just one thing per day. Monday, vocabulary. Tuesday, listening. Wednesday, speaking. And slowly, something amazing started to happen. Leo remembered more. He spoke better. He felt less tired and more confident. One day, his friend Mia asked him, "How are you speaking so well these days?" Leo laughed and said, "I study less, but I learn more." That was the moment Leo finally understood. The brain doesn't like pressure. The brain loves peace. It learns best in silence, when we're calm, when we're happy. So let me ask you, are you like the old Leo? Do you study hard but forget fast? Then maybe it's time to try something new. Try the lazy brain method. Focus, rest, repeat. Learning English is not about doing more. It's about doing it right. Let your brain breathe, and it will surprise you. Chapter 2. The Power of 20 Minutes. One morning, Leo woke up early in his apartment in Vancouver. The birds were singing. The sunlight came through his window. He smiled and said to himself, "Today, I'll study English for just 20 minutes. Not 2 hours, just 20 minutes." He made a cup of tea and sat near the window. He opened his notebook and wrote down 3 small goals. 1. Listen to 1 short English video. 2. Learn 5 new words. 3. Speak 2 sentences out loud. That's it? He looked at the clock. It was 7:30 a.m. He pressed play on a short story video, a story about a girl and her lost kitten. He heard a word. Search. He paused. Search means to look for something. He wrote it down. I searched for my keys yesterday. He smiled. He understood. Then he heard another word. Meow. He laughed. He said aloud, "Cats meow. That's easy." Word by word, sentence by sentence, he learned 5 new words. After 20 minutes, he stopped. He looked at the clock again. Time was up. He closed his notebook and said, "That was fun." He didn't feel tired. He didn't feel bored. He felt light, happy. Later that evening, Leo visited his cousin's place. His cousin was watching a Netflix show, in English. They sat together. Suddenly, a line came on screen. The girl searched for her kitten. It meowed loudly from the tree. Leo's eyes widened. He understood the whole sentence. He had just learned those words this morning. His cousin turned and asked, "Why are you smiling?" Leo replied, "Because now, I get it." His cousin said, "Wow, you're learning fast." And it was true. Leo wasn't spending hours with heavy books. He was giving his full attention for just 20 minutes. That's it. Day by day, it became a habit. The next morning, he had a new plan. Learn 1 small grammar point. Listen to a 3-minute podcast. Repeat 3 sentences aloud. He did this every day. Little by little, his brain got used to it. It didn't feel overloaded. It had time to remember, time to connect, time to grow. One day, Leo was walking near the city park. A tourist stopped him and asked, "Excuse me, can you help me find the art museum?" Leo smiled. "Sure. Walk straight, then turn left. You'll see it near the big library." The tourist said, "Thank you so much." Leo felt something new that day. He felt like a real English speaker. He wasn't perfect, but he was clear. He was confident. And that confidence came from those small 20-minute sessions. So now I ask you, are you tired of long, boring study hours? Do you feel like you're learning nothing, even after studying for hours? Then try this. Just 20 minutes a day. Not more, not less. Set small goals. Keep going. Because your brain loves short. It loves simple. It learns best when you're happy and focused. Even 20 minutes is enough, if you do it right. This is your time. Your English journey starts today, not with pressure, not with fear, but with small steps, with peace, with power, with purpose. So take a deep breath and begin. Chapter 3. The Silent Month. Leo was sitting quietly in his room. No TV, no speaking, no writing. Just a book in his hand and earphones in his ears. He had made a bold decision. For 1 whole month, he would not talk. Not a single word. No writing, no grammar exercises, no speaking practice. Only input. Only listening and reading. When he told his friends, they laughed. "What? Are you serious?" You're going to learn English without speaking? That's not going to work. How will you improve if you don't talk? Leo smiled. He didn't get angry. He didn't argue. He just said softly, I'm training my brain first. That was the beginning of what he called the silent month. Every morning, Leo listened to a simple English story. Just one. He listened slowly, carefully. He didn't try to repeat. He didn't pause. He didn't speak. He just listened. Word by word. Line by line. In the evening, he read. Sometimes a short article. Sometimes a blog post. Often a children's story. He read like a child. Slowly, gently, with no pressure. He didn't stop to translate. He didn't look up every word. He just followed the story. He trusted the process. Week 1 was easy, peaceful. No pressure to speak, no fear of mistakes. Week 2 was harder. His mouth wanted to move. He wanted to speak. But he stopped himself. Not yet, he whispered. Let the brain collect first. So he went back to the same old story. This time, something changed. He heard a word. Whisper. A woman whispered something in the story. Leo remembered hearing it before. But now, it felt clear. It made sense. That's the magic of input. In the 3rd week, something even bigger happened. He listened to a podcast. The woman said, I whispered into my baby's ear. Suddenly, a picture appeared in Leo's mind. A mother, a baby, a soft voice. He smiled. Yes, I know this. I understand this. Now when he read, it was faster. When he listened, it felt smoother. He wasn't translating anymore. He wasn't stuck on every word. Something beautiful was happening. His brain was getting full of English, but still, he didn't speak. Then one day, something surprising happened. A friend came to visit. They were talking about travel. The friend asked, Hey Leo, how do you say railway station in English? Without thinking, Leo replied, It's train station. His voice was natural, smooth, confident. He didn't pause. He didn't think. The words just came. The friend stared. Whoa! You didn't even stop to think. You just said it. Leo laughed. I didn't plan to speak, but the words just came out. That night, Leo sat alone and smiled. He said to himself, My brain is ready now. It's full. I can speak. The silent month was over. But the result was huge. When Leo spoke now, the words came faster. The sentences were smoother. The fear was smaller. The confidence was stronger. He still made mistakes, but fewer than before. He realized something powerful. The brain is like a sponge. First, it needs to soak in words, soak in sound. Then it speaks. Leo started telling his friends, Don't worry about speaking at the beginning. Just listen. Just read. Fill your brain first. The words will come. Some friends didn't believe him, but one girl decided to try. Her name was Anya. After 2 weeks, she came to Leo and said, I understand more now. I don't feel lost anymore. It's easier. Leo smiled. See? It works. This was called input learning, feeding the brain with real English. Simple stories, conversations, audiobooks, podcasts, no pressure, no stress, no grammar books, just input. If you feel shy to speak, if you are afraid of making mistakes, don't worry. You can still grow. Just listen, just read, even 10 minutes a day. This is the secret. This is the English brain hack. This is silent learning. Nobody may notice your silence today, but one day they'll hear your voice and they'll be amazed. Chapter 4. The Shadow Game. After his silent month, Leo felt powerful. He was no longer afraid of English. He could understand stories. He could speak small sentences. But deep inside, something was missing. One day, he was watching a movie in English. The actor was running, shouting, crying, and speaking so fast. Leo thought, how do they speak so naturally? He paused the scene, rewound it, played it again. This time he tried something new. He stood up. He looked at the screen, and he copied the actor's voice, his emotion, his words. "Leave me alone," Leo shouted. His voice echoed in the room. It felt strange, but exciting. That night, Leo discovered something magical, a secret technique called shadowing. He didn't read about it in a book. He didn't learn it from a teacher. He discovered it by feeling. From that day, Leo played his favorite movie scenes again and again. But now, he didn't just watch. He spoke with them, line by line, word by word. When the actor said, "I don't know what you're talking about," Leo said the same thing, with the same speed, with the same emotion. At first it was messy. He stumbled, he laughed, he got tired, but he kept going. Every morning, for just 10 minutes, Leo played a short scene. He listened, then spoke. Not later, not after. At the same time, like an echo. "I'm not afraid of you. You think this is over? It's not over. I trusted you." Leo began to feel the language, the rhythm, the tone, the pauses. He wasn't just learning English. He was living it. This was no longer study. This was performance. This was training. Shadowing became his secret game. He didn't tell anyone. He didn't post about it. He just did it. Quietly. Daily. Even on days when he was tired. Even on days when nothing made sense. One day, during a conversation, something strange happened. His friend asked, "So, what do you think?" Leo replied smoothly, "Honestly, I think it could have been better." His friend blinked. "You sound different, man. Your voice is more natural." Leo smiled. That wasn't just practice. That was the shadow speaking. Because when you shadow a real speaker, you copy their sound, their confidence, their flow. Leo started to enjoy it. He shadowed podcast hosts. He shadowed movie characters. He shadowed storytellers, comedians, even news anchors. Each voice added a layer. Each sentence added power. One day he looked in the mirror and whispered, "You're no longer learning English. You're becoming English." Shadowing made his speech smoother, his pronunciation sharper, his confidence stronger. But here's the most beautiful part. It was fun. It wasn't boring like grammar drills. It wasn't scary like public speaking. It was like acting, like music, like dancing with words. Leo often said to himself, "If you want to speak like a native, copy a native. If you want confidence, practice like an actor. If you want results, speak in the shadows." Dear students, if you ever feel stuck in speaking, if you don't know how to sound fluent, try shadowing. Pick one voice, one scene, one moment, and speak with it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to echo. Even if your voice shakes, even if you stutter, keep going. Because with every echo, you are getting better. You are getting closer. You are building your voice. One day you'll speak in public. And people will ask, "Where did you learn to speak like that?" And you'll smile and say, "I practiced in the shadows." Chapter 5. The Confidence Switch. Leo was changing. After his silent month, after shadowing every day, his English had become faster, clearer, smoother. But there was still one battle left: the fear of people. He could speak when he was alone. He could speak with videos, but in real life, in front of others, his voice disappeared. One day, his college teacher asked, "Leo, would you like to say something?" His heart raced. His mouth was dry. He had words, but they didn't come out. He shook his head. "No, sir," he whispered. After class, he sat alone under a tree. He thought, why can't I speak in front of people? He wasn't shy anymore. He had practiced enough. Then why was he scared? That evening, Leo watched a video. A speaker said something that hit him hard. Confidence is not something you wait for. Confidence is something you decide to turn on. Leo paused the video. He repeated the line out loud. Confidence is a decision. It felt strange, but also true. The next day, he made a decision. He was done waiting. He would act confident, even if he didn't feel confident inside. He stood in front of the mirror, looked into his own eyes, and said, "I'm ready now." Then he added 3 words, louder. "I can speak." Every day he practiced like this, not just English, but confidence. He walked a little taller. He smiled a little more. He said hello to strangers. He ordered food in English. Even if he made mistakes, he didn't stop. And slowly, something changed. People started listening. One afternoon, at the bus stop, an old man asked, "Do you know what time it is?" Leo replied, "Yes, sir, it's 3:45. The man smiled. "Nice English." Leo smiled back. Inside, a switch had flipped. That night, he wrote in his diary, "Confidence is not something you find, it's something you build." His friends noticed too. "You talk differently now," one of them said. "Did you join some course?" Leo laughed. "No course, just courage." He had a new rule now. Speak before you're ready. Even if he didn't feel ready, he spoke. Even if his hands shook, he raised them. Even if his voice cracked, he answered questions. And every time he pushed himself, the fear became smaller. He started attending group discussions. He gave his first mini presentation in class. He even joined an English club online. Was he perfect? No. Did he make mistakes? Yes. But this time he didn't care. Because now, he wasn't just learning English, he was building belief. One day, Leo's cousin came to visit. She was younger, nervous, and afraid to speak English. She said, "Paya, how do you speak so well now?" Leo looked at her, smiled, and said, "There's a switch inside you. Turn it on." She didn't understand, so he explained. You already have English in your brain. You just need to give your voice permission to speak. Confidence is not a gift. It's a choice. It's a skill. It's a habit. And the best way to build it? Practice. In small steps, every single day. Leo's new morning routine was simple. Look in the mirror. Say one line loudly. Smile. Even on bad days. Even when no one was watching. He called it his confidence switch moment. That switch didn't depend on perfect grammar. It didn't need big vocabulary. It only needed one thing: courage. So, dear students, if you feel shy to speak in class, if your hands shake when someone asks you a question in English, remember this: your voice is not weak. It's just waiting for your permission. Stand up, take a deep breath, and say, "I can speak. I am enough. I choose confidence." Like Leo, you too have a switch. Turn it on. Chapter 6. The Speaking Storm. Leo was ready. He had listened. He had read. He had shadowed. He had practiced confidence. Now it was time to speak. Freely, fully, fearlessly. It started on a rainy Monday. His English club had a speaking challenge. Each member had to talk for 1 minute without stopping. No script, no notes, just speak. When Leo heard this, his heart beat faster. 1 minute? What if I forget a word? What if I make mistakes? But then he smiled. He remembered. Speak before you're ready. When it was his turn, he stood up. The timer started. He took a breath and spoke. My name is Leo. I love learning English, but I was not always confident. I used to be afraid of people, afraid of mistakes. But I learned one thing. English is not about being perfect. It's about being brave. So now I speak, even if I make mistakes, because I know every word I say makes me stronger. 1 minute. Done. No stopping, no freezing, no silence. The room was quiet for a second. Then came applause. That day changed something. Leo called it the speaking storm. From that moment, he spoke everywhere. At the tea stall near college, he ordered in English. Can I have one chai, please? At home, he practiced with his younger brother. Let's speak only English today, okay? In the market, he helped a tourist find a hotel. You can go straight and then take a left. At first, people laughed. Why are you showing off? Some said. Who do you think you are, an Englishman? But Leo didn't stop, because this time the storm had started inside him. It wasn't about showing off, it was about growing. He spoke with auto drivers. He spoke with shopkeepers. He even made a new rule. Speak English at least 20 times a day. He didn't wait for chances. He created them. When he didn't know a word, he used a simple one. When he made a mistake, he smiled and moved on. And slowly, his sentences became smoother. His replies became faster. His confidence became unshakable. One night, he looked at the sky and said, I am not the same Leo anymore. I am becoming fluent. But the real test came during a college event. There was a sudden announcement. Our anchor is sick. We need a volunteer to host the event. Everyone looked around. No one raised their hand. Then, Leo stood up. I'll do it, he said. His friends looked shocked. You? In English? He smiled. Yes, I'll try. He took the mic, stood on stage. Hundreds of students were watching. He felt the old fear return. But he whispered to himself, I can speak. I choose courage. And he began. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our college event. Today is a special day, not just because of this function, but because someone new is speaking on this stage. Me. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. And I believe that trying is the first step to success. There was silence. Then, applause. Loud and long. Leo finished the program. No one could believe it. After the event, his teacher came up and said, Leo, you were the soul of this show. Your English, your courage, it inspired everyone. Leo felt something warm inside. He had faced the storm. He had stood tall, and he had spoken his truth. That night, he wrote in his diary, English is not a subject, it's a voice. And today I found mine. Now, Leo encourages others too. He says, don't wait to become perfect. Start speaking today. Mistakes are not your enemy. Silence is. He shares his method with everyone. 1. Start small, 1 line a day. 2. Use daily life. Speak while cooking, walking, bathing. 3. Repeat phrases. Say them again and again. 4. Record yourself. Listen. Improve. 5. Celebrate progress. Every word, every sentence matters. The speaking storm didn't stop after one event. It became a daily habit. Now, Leo doesn't run from English. He runs toward it. Because he knows your fluency is waiting behind your fear. Go through the fear, and you will find your voice. So, dear students, if you feel afraid to speak, remember Leo. He was just like you. But he stood up, he spoke, and the world listened. Start your own storm. Today. Now. Chapter 7. Leo's first interview. This chapter is not just about English. It's about pressure, dreams, fear, and victory. Let's begin. Leo stood in front of the mirror. Black formal shirt, clean shave, shoes polished. He looked different. Not like a student anymore. Today, he looked like a professional. But inside, his heart was racing, because today was his first English interview. It was for a part-time job in a small international company. Nothing big, but to Leo, it was everything. Why? Because the interview was completely in English. He had prepared for this day for months. Spoken in markets, spoken on stage, spoken in front of the mirror. But this was real. A real test. A real room. Real pressure. On the way to the office, he kept whispering, "I can do this. I've worked for this. I will speak." But when he reached the reception, a strange silence came over him. His name was called, "Leo, please come in." He entered the room. 3 people were sitting at a table, smiling, but serious. One of them said, "Good morning, please have a seat." Leo sat down, and the questions began. "Tell me about yourself." He froze for a second, just 1 second. But that 1 second felt like 1 hour. Then he remembered what he had practiced 100 times, and he spoke. "Good morning, sir. My name is Leo. I'm currently studying at City College. I'm passionate about learning new things, especially languages. In the last year, I've worked very hard on improving my English. I believe communication is power, and I want to grow with that power." The interviewer nodded. "Good. Why do you want this job?" Leo took a breath. "I want this job because I want real-world experience. I've been learning English through books and practice, but now I want to use it in real situations. Also, I want to support my family financially, and I think your company will help me grow both personally and professionally." The room was quiet for a moment. Leo wondered, did I say something wrong? Then came the next question. "Can you handle pressure?" Leo smiled. "Sir, I think I've already handled pressure. When I spoke English for the first time in front of 100 students, when I corrected my mistakes again and again, when I chose practice instead of sleep. Yes, I can handle pressure." One of the interviewers smiled for the first time. It felt like a ray of sunlight. Then they said, "All right, Leo, that's enough for now. We'll let you know." Leo stood up, shook hands, and walked out. His legs were shaking. His mouth was dry. But his heart? His heart was on fire. Because he had done it. Win or lose, he had faced the fear and spoken clearly. Later that evening, as he walked back home, he thought about the journey. How he had started with just 1 English word a day. How he was scared even to say hello. And now, here he was, giving interviews in English. He smiled and said to himself, "I didn't just learn English. I earned it." The next day, his phone rang. "Hello, is this Leo?" "Yes." "Congratulations. You've been selected. Your English is impressive. We'd like you to join next week." Leo froze. For a second, he couldn't speak. And then, with a wide smile, he said the most beautiful English sentence of his life. "Thank you, sir. I'll give my best." That night, Leo wrote in his diary, "Today, I prove to myself that I am ready for the world. English is not a mountain anymore. It's a bridge to new opportunities, new dreams, and a new me." So, dear students, if you're afraid of interviews, remember this. An interview doesn't test your grammar, it tests your confidence. It's okay to make small mistakes. What matters is your energy, clarity, and honesty. Practice your answers. Speak aloud. Record your voice. Look into the mirror and say, "I am ready." Because one day, your phone will ring too, and your English will open the door. Chapter 8. The English Dream Begins. This chapter is not about fear. It's about what happens after fear. It's about growth, hope, and small victories that change everything. Leo stood at the gate of his new office. It was a small but neat building. Glass doors, air-conditioned rooms, smart people. Everyone looked confident. Everyone spoke English. He took a deep breath and stepped in. This was not college. This was the real world. And now Leo was not just a student. He was a professional. His team leader welcomed him. "Hi, Leo. We're happy to have you. Let's introduce you to the team." The next 10 minutes felt like a dream. He shook hands with 5 people. Every handshake was followed by small English conversations. "Nice to meet you. Where are you from? What did you study? We work together now." Leo smiled and responded to every question. Not perfect English, but real, honest, confident. He didn't try to impress anyone. He just focused on being clear. And guess what? People respected that. Later, his team leader gave him a small task, writing a short email to a client. Leo had never written a real email before. He was nervous, but he remembered what Jack once told him. Simple English is powerful English. So he opened the laptop and typed. Subject: Introduction, dear sir. My name is Leo. I recently joined the team as a new executive. I look forward to working with you. Best regards, Leo. He clicked send. 1 hour later, the client replied, "Thank you, Leo. Welcome aboard." Leo stared at the screen for a second. That was his first professional English email, and he did it right. At lunch, a senior colleague came to him. "Hey, Leo, you speak good English. I heard you in the meeting." Leo smiled. "Thank you, sir. I've been practicing a lot." "Well, it shows. Keep going." That sentence hit Leo deeply, because for years he had heard the opposite. "Your English is weak. You can't speak clearly. Try Hindi. It's easier for you." But now people were praising his English. That evening, as he left the office and walked home, Leo felt taller. Not because of height, but because of growth. He was slowly turning into the person he had dreamed of. Confident, skilled, and fluent. When he reached home, his younger brother was waiting. "Paya, how was your first day?" Leo smiled. "It was the best day of my life." His brother looked curious. "Did you speak in English?" Leo nodded. "Not just spoke. I worked, I wrote, I made conversations, all in English." That night, Leo didn't sleep early. He kept thinking. He thought about the first day he whispered one English word. He thought about the time he was scared to say, "My name is Leo." He thought about the shadowing practice, the reading, the silent month. Every step had brought him here. He opened his diary and wrote, "This is not the end of my journey. This is the beginning of my English dream. I want to speak better, write better, think better. I want to inspire others, because if I can do it, so can they." Dear students, Leo's story is not just his story. It's your story too. You might feel stuck right now. You might think, "How can I ever speak fluently?" But just remember this: English is not a talent. It's a skill. And skills come from practice. Start where you are. Speak one line a day. Write one short message. Watch one simple video. But do it every day. Your English dream will not begin with perfect grammar. It will begin with courage, with the decision to try. So go ahead. Start. Your English dream is waiting. Chapter 9. Leo becomes a mentor. It's been a year now, a full year since Leo began his silent journey, from a boy who was too scared to say a word in English, to someone who now speaks with confidence, clarity, and calm. The struggle, the silence, the shadowing. Every step had changed him. But now something new was growing in his heart, a feeling he had never felt before, a desire to help others. Leo remembers the pain of not understanding a single sentence. He remembers how people laughed, how his hands would shake, how his voice would disappear whenever someone asked him to speak. But he also remembers the small wins, the first sentence he understood, the first word he said without fear, the first time someone told him, "You speak well." One afternoon, Leo is sitting in the local library. He hears a boy nearby struggling to read a small English book. The boy keeps whispering the same word again and again, but it doesn't sound right. Leo walks over and sits beside him. "Need help?" Leo asks gently. The boy looks up, surprised. I can't read this," he says. Leo smiles. "I used to feel the same. Let's try it together." And just like that, a new chapter begins. Not in his book, but in his life. Leo becomes a guide. He doesn't call himself a teacher. No, he is a friend, a mentor, a big brother who understands the fear of making mistakes, who knows how it feels when your mind goes blank, when your heart races just because of a simple sentence. Every Sunday, Leo starts a small group in the park. It's not a class. There are no textbooks, no blackboards, no exams, just stories, conversations, and laughter. They sit on the grass. They listen to English audio. They read short stories together. They practice shadowing in fun ways, by acting out scenes from cartoons, by singing simple English songs, by talking about their favorite food or dreams. One girl says, "I can't speak English. I'm too shy." Leo smiles. "Good. That means you're ready. I was shy too. But being shy means you care. It means your heart is awake." Another boy asks, "Do I need to memorize grammar?" Leo laughs. "No. You need to feel English. Touch it, taste it, live it. Grammar will come later. First, fill your brain." He tells them all the tricks he used, the silent month, the reading time, the mirror practice, the shadowing game. But more than that, he tells them one thing again and again. Don't rush. Let your brain breathe. Let English grow inside you like sunlight in a plant. Soon, more people join. Leo never advertises, but word spreads. Because change is visible. One shy girl starts reading aloud. One quiet boy asks questions in English. A man who never said a word in school now shares stories about his village, in English. One day, a teacher from a local school visits Leo's group. She watches quietly for an hour. Then she comes up and says, "You've done something special here. Would you like to speak to our students?" Leo hesitates for a moment. The same Leo who once couldn't answer a simple question. Now, students are waiting to hear him speak. He says yes. Standing on that stage, in front of 200 students, Leo takes a deep breath. He looks around. No fear in his eyes now. Only strength. Only calm. He begins, "My name is Leo. 1 year ago, I couldn't say even this. I was silent. I was scared. But I changed. Not because I was special, but because I didn't give up, and neither should you. The students listen, wide-eyed. He shares his journey, the small habits, the mistakes, the breakthroughs, the days he almost quit. And then he says something that becomes the heart of his message. Learning English is not about being perfect. It's about being brave. It's not about talking fast. It's about listening deep. It's not about knowing every word. It's about feeling every word. After the talk, a boy walks up and says, "I want to be like you." Leo kneels down, looks him in the eyes, and replies, "No, don't be like me. Be like you. But never stop learning. Never stop growing." That night, Leo walks home. The wind is gentle. The sky is quiet. He smiles to himself. This was never just about English. It was about becoming someone new, about discovering the power inside him, about turning his pain into purpose. He whispers to the stars, "Thank you for the silence. It taught me how to listen. Thank you for the struggle. It taught me how to fight. And thank you for the fear. It gave me the courage to rise." The story ends here, not with a final word, but with a new beginning. Leo is no longer just a learner. He is now a mentor. And now, it's your turn.